Jesus, Axel.
First episode back, you know? Okay, hey, welcome back. This is season 2. This is the first episode. Got a lot of cool stuff coming this season, but I figured for the first video back, we would just do the thing that we do most classically, which is just cook, show some techniques. Yeah, hopefully show a good dish.
It's like I feel like
Hey guys, welcome back. Season 2 is gonna be fucking crazy. All right, if I do this perfect first try, Kimberly will eat a Carolina Reaper jelly bean, potentially on camera. Let's get started. Okay, so I have a whole onion, you know, a piece of ginger this big. I just pre-cut it, save a little bit of time, but yeah, like 3 inches of ginger. You don't really have to get too fancy with the cuts here because we're gonna blend it in the sauce, but I just cut it like this so it'll all cook evenly and hopefully relatively quick. Nice, just got like fucking 5 onions out of there. I'm gonna hit it with pinch salt. Just helps those onions break down a little bit quicker. We'll just let those cook, saute kind of medium-low. Nice thing is we can prep all of our liquid and everything, and then when that's done, we can just dump it in and blend it all together. So the sauce I'm making is like, I'm trying to go for like the hot sauce consistency that you would find on like a buffalo chicken sandwich. Give it a little bit of a Korean flair and use Gochujang. I've used this in many videos. This is a fermented hot pepper paste, and you can find it at most Asian grocery stores. I'm not like amazing with spice, but I do enjoy it. So if I can handle this, I feel like most people can. I don't know, about a 1/4 cup of that. Kind of to start with this sauce, I'm just gonna eyeball about equal parts of everything. So I'll do about a 1/4 cup of soy sauce as well. I'm gonna do a 1/4 cup of vinegar. And then I'm gonna do about a 1/4 cup of brown sugar as well. And this will give me like the base, like a good base starting point to adjust. You know, like a lot of times people will make something and taste it and they will just say like words that don't make sense. Like they'll taste something and be like, I taste the onion in there. And it's like, yeah, no shit, there's onion in there. For sure you should taste that. But like what you're actually doing when you're tasting, especially when you're cooking, when you're tasting like at a restaurant, you might just be like, yeah, this is good or bad. And you don't really have to pay attention. But when you're tasting, when you're cooking, what you're doing is being aware of everything that's in there. So we have acid, we have salt, we have spice, etc. So when we blend this and we taste it, we're looking to see where all those levels are. If it's like a graph and you notice like this is too salty for me, you can adjust. If it's too sweet for me, you can adjust. If it's too sour, you can adjust, etc. So for me, I'm looking for the sauce to be very balanced with just leaning a hair more on the more acidic side. Start with that ratio, but custom tailor it to whatever your tasting needs are. If you like it like a more sweet sauce, then for sure just make it sweeter. So to this I'm gonna add like just a teaspoon of MSG. This is optional. This is just gonna make it like, you know, this is gonna make it pretty good. So I got some oyster mushrooms here and I'm gonna take the end off. These ones are kind of good size, so I'm gonna leave those whole. And I just want to like mimic the size of little pieces of chicken. Now, we're gonna bread these, right? So we're gonna do it classic fried chicken style. This is buttermilk. I'm just gonna let these soak in some buttermilk. There's a little bit of salt in here as well. And I'm just gonna make sure that they all get covered. The great thing about doing this with mushrooms is you don't have to let them sit for too long. With meat and stuff, when you're marinating meat, like meat is protein, right? And the structure of protein is very hard to permeate through like a marinade or seasoning and stuff like that. But when there's no protein in something, like everything can get into it way, way easier. So we only have to let these sit for like 5 minutes and the buttermilk will have done its job. So yeah, these will sit for like 5 minutes. In the meantime, we'll make a seasoned flour to dredge these in. So this is just all-purpose flour, just a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit more MSG in here, about a tablespoon, a really nice pinch of salt, maybe 2 tablespoons of that, a little bit of black pepper. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix this together. And if you want it like a little bit spicier too, you could put like some chili flake in here. You could put some chili powder. You could put some paprika. You can really like have fun with your seasoned flour and make it your own. I also have just a pot of canola oil in because we're gonna deep fry these. You're looking for about 365 for the frying range.
It's just so dark over here.
Those are all like super soft. Will blend a little bit easier, and they've got that like that raw edge of onion and ginger is kind of taken off that by cooking them a bit. Okay, so we got really nice consistency. Oh, it's kind of hot from the onions. Needs more acid for me, for sure. So I'm gonna go in, I wanna actually go quite a bit more. So I'm actually gonna say that I'm gonna do 2 parts, because we kind of did 1 part of everything, so I'm gonna say I'm gonna do 2 parts of vinegar. Frank's hot sauce, for example, or like Louisiana hot sauce or Tabasco, all of those sauces that are like from our childhood, that are basically just red sauces, are mostly vinegar and salt. So that's kind of what makes them so addicting. That's kind of what I'm going for here. That is what we want, that's perfect. You know, season 2 is very much like season 1. We still are running the yogurt containers. All my Activia real ones. You know what's up. Oh, got a little extra. You want to take that home? You want a little hot sauce? I'm only doing 1 sandwich, but I'm going to do 4 of these little mushrooms. I would say if you're doing chicken, to at least do 2 pieces of chicken per sandwich and do skinless, boneless thighs. Okay, for a sandwich, like if you go to like a shitty fast food restaurant and you get a fried chicken sandwich, let's say, it's just like 1 piece of chicken and it's usually soggy and it's like not of high quality anyway. But I think the flaw is that you have an opportunity to put a few smaller pieces on, and what happens is when you have a few smaller pieces that have crispy coating, you get more of a ratio of crispy coating. Like you get more layers. So there's like crispy coating, crispy coating, crispy coating, crispy coating. You know, you get 6 sides as opposed to just 2. So even though you're saucing that, because all sandwiches are gonna be sauced, those 2 bottom sides that get a little bit soggy, you have more opportunity to hit those crispy notes. Doing a couple like smaller pieces per sandwich like ensures that you get more crispy edges, which I think is like can make or break a sandwich. Brioche bun is my preferred bun just because I like that they're soft. Use whatever bun you like. I'm just gonna cut that down the middle. We're gonna have that ready for when our final assembly is done. All right, no sandwich is complete without mayo. Like, I've made a ton of mayos in past videos, but today I'm just gonna kind of make like a classic, and we're not gonna like flavor it with anything crazy. I just need eggs. 2 egg yolks. I mean, you can be all nice about it and like do it in between shells, but I always just do it into my hand, it's quicker. A tablespoon or 2 of vinegar, pinch of MSG. Okay, the only thing that is true about MSG, I was in like a soup competition one time, whatever, like all these restaurants had to cook, and like they gave us like a genre, like you gotta cook a New Orleans style stew and we're all gonna cook, you have to cook 20 liters and it's gonna get judged against all these people. Did not want to do it at all, but the restaurant I was working at was like, you have to do this, basically. We made 20 liters of soup. I think I probably put like 2 of those full bags of MSG in. Rachel Notley, I don't know if you guys know who Rachel Notley is, but she was like, I don't know, prime minister? No, premier? Not really a politics guy. I don't know, anyways, political people were there to judge it, and it was like a big deal. They were literally talking on stage, and I remember them talking about like everyone's soup. And my sous chef knows what I did too. She was a part of it, and they're like on the microphone being like, we just can't figure out what it is, but we cannot stop coming back to this soup. I know what it is. Anyways, I won, so thank you. Undefeated in cooking competitions. I've only been in 3, but that's right, I'm looking for challengers. Optionally, you can put a little Dijon mustard in. I'm gonna option for yes. Well, this is sealed. When the fuck did I buy this? Just a little bit of that. And that's it. I'm gonna blend this, slowly drizzle in canola oil until it is a mayo consistency. The more oil you add, the thicker it gets. So just add slowly, slowly. You don't want it to break. Always be looking at that consistency. At any point you can stop, dip your finger in and check that consistency. And there we have mayonnaise. I like mine not too thick. So for me, that's perfect. It also will always thicken when you put it in the fridge. So if you're making this ahead of time, just keep in mind that it's gonna get a little bit thicker. Got our seasoned flour. Now a little trick, I really like the crispy pieces, is take some of your liquid and get a little bit of these crispies in your flour. Toss them all in. With breading, you want 1 wet hand. So this is gonna be my wet hand, this is gonna be my dry hand. If you get your hands mixed up, you're gonna bread your hands. Promise you it happens 100% of the time. Nobody is an exception to that rule. And see, we got like some of these, those are like those crispy pieces I was talking about. I'm just gonna go ahead and put them right in the oil. There's no health inspector at my house. I can do whatever the fuck I want. A little pinch of salt while they're hot. I think iceberg is like one of the best things for this sandwich. Iceberg lettuce is the shit.
It smells good.
Put mayo on both sides of the bun always. You know what? These mushrooms are actually huge, so I only actually need 2. We got tons of crispy edges here. We're gonna put a good amount of our shredded lettuce, and this is gonna insulate it for this hot sauce. You put it directly on the mushrooms or the chicken. If you're using chicken, it'll immediately soak into that breading and make it soggy. You know, kind of Korean buffalo sauce. Help it get down in there as best you can. And then we're gonna lid it.
I think I have a thumbnail, okay?
True. Ooh, damn, that's actually so good. I know some people are like so against brioche, but I just love it. It's so soft. When you have something crispy in the center, like the textural contrast is like perfect. Sauce is like just spicy enough. It's not too spicy by any means. It's like perfect. It tastes like so much like something from your childhood. This one's not shitty, but like a shitty chicken sandwich that's like spicy. It's so like reminiscent of that. If you're trying to eat less meat, this is like a great way to like trick yourself into think you're eating meat. If you're putting fucking arugula on your sandwich,
Not arugula, Ramon.
jump
What's
off
it
of.
called?
Oh, which one of your hairs? You guys want some hair on your sandwich or no? All right, that's it. Fried chicken sandwich. Happy to be back making videos. Plenty more coming. Let me know what you guys want to see in future seasons. Things that you want to learn, things that you want to see. It's been a while since I did an outro, so like I'm a little rusty here and I forget what I always say, which is if you can do me a favor, if you want to show me any support, easiest and free way to support me is just to like the video and comment on the video. It helps YouTube understand that like people are engaging in my videos, therefore they're more willing to help my videos. So I signed up for this thing called Ko-fi, which you can just go to if you ever feel like you want to support the content that you're consuming. If you feel like this is valuable to you in any way, you can do a one-time payment. If you have Apple Pay, credit card, PayPal, it goes directly to the filming of these videos. All it does is help me get more groceries to do more intricate dishes. I can only work 3 days a week when I'm doing this. YouTube takes 2 to 3 days a week as well. And I'm happy to do that, but yeah, I only have just so much of a budget. Appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate everyone who's been watching since the very, very beginning. I'll see you guys in the next 14 episodes of season 2.
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
Yeah. Here? Or?
I'm leaving.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. Totally. Or you could just sleep here.